Good morning, councillors, ladies and gentlemen, guests in the gallery. May we all rise for the Speaker of Council, Councillor Colleen McWell.
Good morning, councillors. Shall we remain standing for a moment of prayer and meditation? Thank you. Thank you very much. We may be seated.
Good morning, councillors. It is hereby notified that the 22nd extraordinary meeting of the City of Johannesburg Municipality will be held on Tuesday, the 5th of September 2023 at 10 a.m. at the Constance, Conny, Bapela Council Chamber, Metropolitan Center in Braamfontein. The first item on the agenda is opening.
Good morning once again, councillors, to our guests, to our visitors. The Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Councillor Gwamanda, to the Whip of Council, Councillor Zungu, Chair of Chairs, Councillor Phillips, all political party leaders and whips, members of the Mayoral Committee, chairpersons of Section 79 committees, fellow councillors, City Manager, Mr. Brink, Acting Secretary to Council, Mr. Gobinga, officials of the City of Johannesburg, residents of the City of Johannesburg, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the 22nd Extraordinary Council meeting of the City of Johannesburg Municipality. At this point, I would like us once again to rise for a moment of silence for the 77 people that have been deceased at the Marshalltown fire incident, for the 2 children in Vleerhof that also passed away due to fire and that destroyed 46 shacks, and 57 people are affected, left desolate. They've been accommodated at the Vleerhof Recreational Center. We also want to honor the spirit of our Integrity Commissioner, Dr. Rampai, who also passed on. We also honor the spirit of the National Traffic Police officers who were tragically killed whilst buying food at one of the Joburg petrol stations. We also want to pray for those that are still in our shelters being accommodated. We have been told that we've got 32 South Africans in the various shelters, 16 children, 10 boys, 6 girls, 42 households in total. We've got 2 Lesotho citizens and a boy, 1 Swaziland citizen, 3 Zimbabwean citizens, and about 68 Malawian citizens and other nationalities that are in various shelters. And some that are in Vleerhof include Lesotho citizens as well. So let us just all pray for them, pray for strength, and pray for the authorities also to ensure that all of this gets resolved and we place our people where they ought to be. Thank you. I thank you, councillors. You may be seated, and our guests as well. Thank you. Councillors, we received an agent report from the legislature that we've acceded to the request to have it presented in council today. And at this point, I'm going to ask that legal confirm the quorum of the House. Thank you. Okay, so we'll just count. Thank you, councillors. We are currently 135 in the House. Those that signed the registers, 135. We do not collate. We're just going to count warm bodies. If we do not collate, we're going to have to give it 20 minutes. If we still don't collate, we must adjourn the meeting. So I'm going to ask legal to count the warm bodies that are here. On the register is 135. There is no quorum. I will not be able to proceed. Councillor Sifumba.
Speaker, I understand where you're coming from, but just to alert you, the EFF caucus is still having breakfast, so if you can just have somebody to call them so that we can collate and continue with council business. Thanks.
That's fine. I cannot be giving those concessions. They should have been in the House. So we're going to count warm bodies and give it the required time per regulations. If they are not in the House, we're going to have to adjourn. Thank you. Councillor Rafferty.
Good morning, Madam Speaker, and thank you for the opportunity. Just also, you know, the drum roll, you only hear it when you hear. Outside, you can't hear anything, so it could be part of the problem as well.
Councillors, the meeting has been notified and you have sent the notification for 10. You don't need drum rolls. Thank you very much. So we are going to count the warm bodies. They are busy doing that. And then we'll look at the time frame required. I'm just waiting for that regulation, so we'll read it out. Thank you, councillors. Here are the regulations. A meeting must collate before any matter must be considered. In the event of no quorum for a meeting, the scheduled meeting may be suspended for no more than 20 minutes, as provided in the standing rules and orders of the meeting of the municipal council concerned. If at the expiry of the 20 minutes provided in paragraph A, there is still no quorum, the chairperson may suspend the meeting for a further 20 minutes as provided by the rules and orders of council. So we are going to now suspend the meeting for 20 minutes, and whilst we count the warm bodies, and if nobody shows up by, what is 20 minutes from now? 20 to 11, we're gonna now have to go to the next step. So if your people are having breakfast, they've got up until 20 to 11 to please be in the house. Thank you very much. Councillors, we are unable to count the warm bodies because people are in and out. So rather, please make sure you've signed the register. We're going to rely on the register. So if you haven't signed the register, go and sign the register 22. We need to then check the number on the register and see whether we'll be able to proceed or not. Thank you. Thank you very much, councillors. Thank you. We may be seated. The number as it stands is 155. So we correct, we will proceed. I encourage councillors to continue signing the register. We are 155. Thank you.
We proceed on item 2, which is applications for leave of absence.
I have received the following apologies from the Whip of Council, the Chair of Chairs, Councillor Dame, Councillor Delange, Councillor Smith, Councillor Morero, Councillor Chauke, whose sister passed on. Councillors, those are the ones that I have received. Any other leave of absence? Councillor Avan Smith.
Thank you, Speaker. Unfortunately, we've got quite a list today. We have Councillor Dews on private business, Councillor Homer on maternity leave, Councillor Depe on private business, Councillor van der Merwe on private business, Councillor Harmon on private business, Councillor Kirsch on private business, Councillor Palazzi on private business. We have Councillor Goosen with ill health, Councillor Lowe with ill health, and Councillor Nkomo with ill health. We have Councillor Finn also on private business. We have Councillor Ahmed with ill health, and Councillor Khalitsane with ill health. We have late arrivals, Councillor Shackelford, Sherman, Makatsani, Rambini, Christians, and Molitsani. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Harris.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please excuse Councillor Mkonza on private business.
Thank you. Councillor Makuba.
Morning, Speaker. We have 2 late arrivals, Councillor Tim Kize and Councillor Nyembe. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Pelzer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For the Freedom Front Plus, we have 2 LOAs. Councillor Franco de Lange, private business, and Councillor Paul Smith, private business as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Libatlang.
Thank you, Speaker. From Action SA, we also have a list of LOAs. Councillor Whistler, party work. Councillor Zaid, sick. Councillor Lerato Ngubeni, party work. Councillor Mtunu, private business. Councillor Lebo Mukoka, private business. Councillor Stephen Konyani, study. Councillor Chen Turant, private business. Councillor David Screens, sick. Councillor Tuling Komo, sick. And Councillor Edwin Tsidi, sick. Councillor Lincoln Machaba, private business. Councillor Kia, late. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. You forgot something, Councillor Avan Smith.
Luckily, only one speaker, Councillor Peterson as well, ill health.
Noted. Councillor Rafferty.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. Just Councillor Kunene, arriving late.
Yes. Councillor, how do I forget your surname? Murema. Marema.
No, thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I also have a list of apologies. I want to plead with you to be patient with me. Mine is a long list. Councillor Tsetlo, ill health. Godfrey Tsetlo, ill health. Councillor Nonkumbi, ill health. Councillor Mbengwa, ill health. Councillor Zix Mate, ill health. Councillor Sindani, it's gonna arrive a bit late. Councillor Mpose Zedinyane would request to leave at around 1300 if we're not done with the business of the day. And I also have my MMCs that are going to leave to attend SALGA meeting if we're not done at a specific time. And I think that time will be around 1 o'clock or 1:30. Councillor Mohau is gonna join us a bit late. You have already noted Councillor Chauke. Councillor Mazibukwana is out of province. Councillor Mufukeng had already other council business that were arranged pre this council. He's gonna request to leave at 1. Councillor Mutari is gonna also request to leave at 1. Councillor MMC Sikwaila is also requesting to leave at 1 if we're not done before 1 o'clock. And the same goes with Councillor MMC, Councillor Nomoyam Nisi. If we're not done at that particular time, my councillors would request to leave. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Mohapi, or Councillor Sierrani. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. We have the following apologies as EFF caucus. Councillor Tabisa Mohapi, Councillor Mdini Chwaku, Councillor Tabiso Telekwa are running late. Councillor Moepi, Councillor Mpatlele, Councillor Dladla, Ill Health, Councillor Mashudu Netemba, writing exams. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other councillors on the leave of absence? Councillors, can we approve the apologies as submitted? Thank you very much. Before we move to the next item, I do want to acknowledge the presence of some distinguished guests that have been alerted to. We've got Princess Rachel Mlambo from Contralesa. We welcome you, Bayete. We've got Pastor Isaac Silas. We welcome you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
We are now on official notices.
Councillors, please join me in wishing well the following councillors who celebrated their birthdays during the month of July and August. We have Councillor Jauke, Councillor Cotrius, Councillor Delwaria, Councillor Khalishewe, Councillor Kumalo, Councillor Kukemur, Councillor Libatlang, Councillor Makamu, Councillor Masuku, Councillor Mnisi, Councillor Musetla, Councillor Pifo, Councillor Ngobi, Councillor Pelsa, Councillor Reddy, Councillor Shange, Councillor Zita. These are the July birthdays. We trust that you had a wonderful month and you celebrated your birthday well. May God bless you. The August birthdays, Councillor Ahmod, Councillor Jainuddin, Councillor Mabelebele, Councillor Madiba, Councillor Maray, Councillor Mate, Councillor Mulife, Councillor Mpolobosho, Councillor Ndou, Councillor Nkonko, Councillor Nonkumbi, Councillor Peterson, Councillor Hadebe, Councillor Avan Smith, Councillor Sun. We also wish you well and trust that you had a wonderful day. May God bless you. Thank you, councillors. Executive Mayor, statement by yourself, if any.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Good morning to yourself. Can you hear me now? I'll try to shout. Thank you very much, Councillor. Madam Speaker, warm greetings to yourself. I'd like to acknowledge you, the Head of Administration, Mr. Floyd Brings, the Chief Whip of Council in his absentia, the Chair of Chairs, members of the Mayoral Committee, fellow councillors, distinguished guests, members of the media, residents in the city of Johannesburg. Last week, Thursday, Madam Speaker, we gathered here in this chamber, in the main, to perform our oversight duty on the City of Johannesburg quarterly performance reports. In preparation of that meeting, I had prepared different talking notes which would inform this House of the city's significant improvement in performance and our increased customer satisfaction. On the backdrop of this good news, I aimed to urge all to continue in our oversight efforts and hold the administration and each other accountable. It was supposed to be a moment of profound reflection, a silver lining in the cloud of instability and opportunistic politicking that has become synonymous with the Joburg City Council. But today, I stand before you, Madam Speaker, and fellow councillors, and that moment of profound reflection is rendered mute. That silver lining, insignificant in this instance. In the early hours, the fire quickly escalated, leaving behind devastation and grief. 77 lives, as you previously stated, Madam Speaker, were lost. 12 of those were children. 61 people were trapped. The 61 people were transported and treated at various medical facilities in and around the city of Johannesburg. Madam Speaker, 41 of those people that are affected that were transported to the hospitals have been discharged from hospital since. Only 17 remain in intensive care. I'm informed that over 200 families were residing in that building. So far, 43% of the affected households have been assessed, and 61% of those are foreign nationals. Those that are displaced have been temporarily moved to shelters, and the city's relevant departments working with other organs of state, respective embassies are working on devising the next step in how we move forward. Madam Speaker, we must confront this uncomfortable truth that lay beneath the surface of this tragedy. The Albert Street fire exposes deep-rooted issues concerning the state and the state of our buildings in the inner city and the living conditions that its occupants are currently surviving under. As part of the investigations currently underway, I have learned that the city's Group Forensic and Investigation Services Department is investigating 188 active cases of hijacked buildings. Of those, Madam Speaker, 167 cases are privately owned properties, 13 are city-owned properties, and 5 owned by other spheres of government. The building in Albert Street is indeed a city-owned building. While I grapple with this tragedy, I keep asking how the city of Johannesburg left our assets to ruin, especially abandoning it to unlawful elements. This points to significant management and governance shortcomings, which the government of local unity will not allow to continue. I assure you, Madam Speaker, that consequence management will be meted out. It is essential that we hold those responsible accountable for their negligence and ensure that appropriate measures are put in place to prevent such disasters from happening in the near future. Madam Speaker,
the situation we find ourselves in now. We need to understand that this government provides what is best needed, which is the political will to drive the transformation required. And the government of local unity encourages and is rooted on the political will. The Albert Street fire highlights the need for comprehensive urban planning, infrastructure development, and improved asset management. We must invest in sustainable urban development that prioritizes safety, ensuring that our city develops and grows with the well-being and protection of its residents in mind. To this end, the city will adopt a precinct-based strategy aimed at reclaiming and rehabilitating city-owned properties. The program will start with an inventory of all the city's buildings in the inner city. The city will, through its bylaw enforcement and safety compliance processes, identify buildings and oh, my apologies, Speaker. The city will, through its law enforcement and safety compliance processes, focus on the buildings that have been deemed condemned. Emergency accommodation and temporary relocation accommodation will be a priority of the Department of Housing, since it's the main cause of our impediments in our processes. The buildings will then be renovated and, where required, repurposed. Madam Speaker, without taking too much time, I'd like to, in closing, state that the tragedy that emanated from the Albert Street fire has shook us and left us left an undeniable mark on our city and our collective consciousness. As the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, I speak for this government of local unity when I say it is crucial that we remember this event, and not only to honor those who perished, but also to learn from it and ensure that such tragedies never reoccur in the near or the far future. Madam Speaker, thank you very much for this opportunity. And I table the executive reports and recommendations contained within. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. Thank you for that statement.
Councillors, we move to item 4, which is confirmation of minutes. And these are minutes of the 15th extraordinary meeting held on the 2nd of May, 2023. Also minutes of the 16th extraordinary meeting held on the 5th of May, 2023. Also with minutes of the 17th extraordinary meeting held on the 12th of May, 2023. 18th extraordinary meeting held on the 6th and 7th of June, 2023. And also minutes of the 19th extraordinary meeting held on the 13th June, 2023. And also minutes of the 20th extraordinary meeting held on the 13th and 14th of June, 2023. And lastly, with minutes of the 13th ordinary meeting held on the 21st of June, 2023.
Thank you, Secretary to Council. We'll start with AIC, Councillor Arnolds.
Morning, Chair, we withdraw.
Thank you. DA, Councillor Rainton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The only minutes that I'd like to have an amendment added is the 21st of June, 2023, page 25 and 26. These are items that were dealt with in committee, items 17 and 18. According to our rules, 84, we need to be able to allow parties to record whatever their point of view is on an item. The DA's dissent is not noted when read into council. Please, we need to have the DA's dissent noted on these two items. Thank you.
Councillor David Green, Action SA.
Thanks, Speaker. From Action SA, withdraw. Thanks.
Thank you. Councillor Mohapi, EFF.
Thank you, Speaker. As EFF caucus, we agree that these minutes are true reflection of the previous sittings. Thank you very much.
Thank you. ANC, Councillor Mazibuko.
Thank you, Speaker. As the ANC, we confirm the minutes with no amendments.
Thank you very much. Councillors, can we confirm the minutes as per the speaker's list and the amendments tabled?
Thanks, Madam Speaker. Just before we proceed, may we just have an opportunity with the whoops before the reports are tabled?
That opportunity is how long?
It should take us 2 minutes.
Okay. We'll give you 5 minutes with the whips. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, councillors. Let us all sit down. Councillors at the back, if we can all sit down, we need to proceed. Thank you, councillors. I'm waiting for MMC Tswaku and chairperson so that Councillor Rafferty can give feedback. Thank you, councillors. Chairperson Rafferty.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. We've consulted, and some of the parties still feel they want to speak to the quarterly reports, so we'll move in that direction.
Thank you. Your meeting was to discuss speaking on quarterlies, so you are saying we're going to proceed as per speaker's list.
That's correct,
Thank you.
Madam Speaker.
Okay. Noted. Before we move, councillors, I would like to wish Councillor Tebogo Marumo a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Please do send him hugs and kisses. Happy birthday, councillor. God bless you. Councillor Knott.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. In that spirit is also our caucus leader's birthday today. Thank you.
Councillor Belline did not even tell me. Happy birthday, Councillor H.S. Njuko. May God bless you. Please do send her hugs and kisses. Limited men, hugs and kisses. Thank you. Happy birthday. And anybody else whose birthday is today? Nobody? Okay, thank you so much. We can proceed.
We are still on item 5, which is recommendations to council.
Executive Mayor.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I rise to table the executive reports and recommendations contained therein. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson Rafferty.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the legislature, I'd like to report the legislative reports and recommendations to council.
Councillor Masuku.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning, fellow councillors. Madam Speaker, on behalf of the executive, we would like to make the House aware that the agenda and programming did have item 48, which I see is enormously not on the speaker's list. Item that would have followed 47, which would have been the report for council to consider a complaint regarding the identified irregularities in investigations of ENS, as well as the item on the improper and unlawful conduct. So I see it doesn't appear, but it is on our agendas, and it was also approved at programming on when we sat on the 22nd. Madam Speaker, then we also we did make requests for agency reports, and if you are allowing it, we would like it to be in committee together with the agency report that we submitted last week, which is including the MSJ report, if you allow the agency report of this morning. Thanks. Through you, Madam Speaker, we are requesting to then elevate the executive reports in the order of Johannesburg to operate its own ambulances, the JMPD, public safety recruitment, request for recruitment, as well as 47 and 48, and then the in-committee items. Thank you.
Okay, MMC, thank you so much. Let us start with the items that you're requesting to elevate. Is item, which one can give us the numbers?
On the speakers list, I have, it is listed as item 45. And as well as item 46, the commencement of recruitment.
Okay.
As well as item 47.
That's the in-committee item.
Yes, 47 and 48 would then be the one that is omitted on the speakers list. No, in the original speakers list, Madam Speaker, there was an item 48. This 48 is a new 48 of this meeting. But what I was clarifying is that in the previous meeting, so you will number it how you deem fit, but this new 48 is a 48 of this meeting. In the previous meeting, as per programming, there was an item which now does not appear on this speakers list as this 48. I can't speak on it. It is not an executive report. The one that appears now in this, it's not my report, our report.
That's
So I'm
fine.
correcting
That's
what
the
Councillor Notch is
legislature one.
saying, yes.
Yeah, that's the legislature one. I'm having with me our speakers list from Thursday. I still don't see item 48, but I just want to check with legal. We'll come back to you. I see two hands, Councillor Dagama and then Councillor Rafferty.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and morning to everybody. Madam Speaker, these two items that were supposed to have been discussed on Wednesday's meeting has not been dealt with Wednesday. It's not listed today in your speakers list. It should have been dealt with and it should have been raised on Wednesday. You did not. That's the first thing.
Councillor Dagama, which one specifically are you talking about?
It's the two in-committee items. I
Which
think it was
item?
listed as
47,
30 and 31 in the previous agenda. In other words, in the meeting that we had on Monday and Tuesday, it was supposed to be dealt with at that particular meeting. It was not dealt with.
Thursday meeting was adjourned. We didn't deal with anything.
No, on Wednesday. You had a meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was listed for that meeting.
I will check on that. Thank you so much, Councillor Dagama. Thank you, Councillor Rafferty.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We also asked for elevation of the legislative item on the remuneration, that item 48.
Thank you, Councillor Rafferty. Noted. Okay, MMC Masuku, the report that is not here, which we can just say item 49, is it the same as the report for council to consider legal opinion on the application of its power in the disciplinary regulation for senior managers? Is it that same report? Yeah.
The report that is not here, Madam Speaker, which was item 12 at programming, is report on measures taken to rationalize certain council resolutions regarding the investigative misconduct of GFIS, which encroached on the powers of council and the powers and the speaker to act on reported improper and unlawful conduct. That's the one that we approved at programming and was in the agenda. Then the one that you've just read is the one I wrote the agency request for.
For last week?
Yes, the one that you've just read, I wrote the agency report for. The one that I've just read is the one that is omitted, that we approved at programming.
But you withdrew that report? It was withdrawn?
No, it was not. We didn't table. Remember, we did not table?
Something is not correct with this report.
We did not table, Madam Speaker, because we had a special mayoral.
Okay.
We did not table the recommendations, and then the meeting then took a break, and then we couldn't proceed with the meeting, if you recall, on Thursday.
I do recall.
Okay.
But can I have 2 minutes with yourself and maybe the executive mayor? Because there's a report that you withdrew, and I want to know whether it's that one or not. Thank you. If you can come. While they're coming, Councillor Dagama, item 31 that you raised, is it that same item 31 that is reflecting on page 1?
No, it's not, ma'am.
It is not that one?
No.
Okay. I don't know
It's
which
the
one
one that was just mentioned now by the MMC. It's the same report that was not tabled either on Tuesday or Wednesday and was not dealt with because it was supposed to be dealt with at that specific meeting. But it was not tabled.
Okay.
Firstly, and it was not dealt with on Thursday.
Okay. They will advise me.
And it's not listed today.
It's not on the list at all. Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Rafferty, before I attend to the EM.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If you can recall that the in-committee items were supposed to be on the Thursday agenda, which we didn't have, which is this meeting that we're having now. So that's the corrections that has been made because it's not appearing here and it was on the programming list. That's what MMC Masuku was indicating. So none of those reports were tabled because we would have dealt with the in-committee on Thursday.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Thank you, councillors. We can sit down. Thank you, councillors. Okay, thank you, MMC Masuku and EM for indulging me. I have been clarified. So we've got the agency report, which is item 45, agency report, item 46, and item 48. These are the agency reports that are going to be dealt with in the open council, and they have been elevated. And then we've got the in-committee reports, which is item 47, and we've got item 49, which was removed. It was approved in programming, and then item 50, which was brought in as the agent item. So those are the 3 in-committee reports that are going to be dealt with after we deal with the agency report in the open council. We'll then go into the in-committee to deal with the 3 items. I think you should be covered as well, Councillor Dagama, because the report that you might be referring to, I understand is the one that is not on the speaker's list. It will be item 49. If it's something different, can you give it to me? Because you don't have the name of the report, and you keep saying item 31. I don't know what item 31 is. This is your last opportunity to talk on it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, if you go to the previous agenda, you will see that the listing is different to the item number given now.
Previous agenda,
In
which one?
programming,
The
in programming,
Thursday or
in programming, it was item 11, correct. If you look at 11, you'll see that it was 11, all right? On the agenda itself, Tuesday and Thursday and Wednesday's agenda, it was listed as item 31, 30 and 31, all right? You refused a question to the mayor based on it was not placed on, although, and this is the same situation here. You've got exactly the same situation, and now you're going to allow an item that the executive
Councillor
has
Dagama,
not.
I would like you to
The
go
executive.
to an end.
I'm going to close.
Please, because I'm
But
looking at
you've
the
got to listen
speaker's
to
li-
me.
Listen, Councillor Dagama, I've given you an opportunity. You keep going around in
No,
circles.
you
We
are
can't listen to you
are
all day.
disrupting me while I'm speaking.
Because you are not getting to
Can
the
I
point.
finish speaking?
You're looking
Then
for
you
item
can.
31. There is no item 31 here. So I will need you to sit down, please, because
No.
you're not saying anything.
Can you allow me to finish speaking?
Finish.
Thank you.
Finish.
Thank you.
You're talking to me. Finish, because you are
Okay,
wasting
then
everyone's
you've
time.
also got to stop the ANC councillors from howling.
Talk, Councillor Dagama, please.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
This item was not listed on one of the minutes, including the items raised this morning. You look through all the minutes that we've received and the items listed, you'll find that it's not there. The executive was expected to write a letter to you, whether it was this meeting or the previous 2-day meetings. They've not written to escalate the specified items, and you're allowing them to be discussed today, which I feel is completely out of line and not regular. Thank you.
Thank you. The executives did write to me for the agency report. You can come see the letter if you want to. And the other item was on the agenda of programming, and it was approved. As I have indicated, we are having agency reports in an open council, item 45, item 46, and item 48. Thereafter, we are going into the in-committee to discuss item 47, item 49, and item 50, which will be handed out. Thank you very much. I would like us to proceed now with council.
We move to agency reports, elevated reports, and that would be item 45, which requests for the approval for the City of Johannesburg to operate its own ambulance services.
Thank you. Councillor Durand has been replaced by Councillor Mabelebele, Action SA.
Before she speaks. Speaker.
Councillor Durand, you can proceed, then I'll take the hand. Thank you. Councillor Durand, proceed.
It's actually Councillor Mabelebele.
Mabelebele, yes, you have been replaced.
Greetings to Action SA Caucus leader, Councillor Nobuhle Mthembu, not forgetting our beautiful Speaker of Council, Colleen Makubela, and the fabulous 44. Speaker, the decision by the provincial government to take the ambulance services from the city of Johannesburg was reckless and irresponsible. It is a well-known fact that the running of its health department has been nothing short of a disaster. Furthermore, majority of the hospitals in Gauteng are dysfunctional due to poor management and planning. Yet the political leadership saw it fit to take over the ambulances from the city of Johannesburg. Speaker, we understand that the government of local unity, together with the previous 2 days mayor and the current marionette mayor, are not interested in saving the people of this country, let alone the residents of Johannesburg. Speaker, a few months back, Action SA brought a motion requesting the city to conduct a feasibility study to have a medical response unit at all fire stations. And the motion was rejected on the basis on plain politics. What a shame. As Action SA, Speaker, we believe that providing ambulance service to the residents of Johannesburg is a step in the right direction. Speaker, I wish that most councillors in this house would strive to be like the fabulous 44. We do not care who brings service delivery motion to this council. We support service delivery motions that will benefit the residents of Johannesburg instead of being politically correct, Speaker. Speaker, I humbly request that we put our differences aside and do what is best for our residents. Tlogelang go politicize our service delivery. I thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mabelebele. Councillor Knott.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. I see we are missing speakers on this item as well as item 46. Councillor Michael Son will speak on item 45 and Councillor Nikki Ron will speak on item 46. Thank you.
Can you do this? If you've got speakers that must speak, just bring it here. I've missed the second speaker. It's Councillor Son on item 46, 45 and 46
Councillor Ron.
Ron.
Ron, yeah.
Ron, okay. All right. Thank you, Councillor Marema.
No, man, thank you very much, Speaker. I didn't want to disturb you by coming there in the 4, but I wanted to submit that Councillor Marumo will be speaking on this item. And I think he will clarify a whole lot of misconceptions coming from Fabulous 44.
Councillor Mabona will be speaking on this item. Councillor Mhlongo.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Also on this item, Councillor Arnold is going to speak on item 45. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Then Councillor Sierrani.
Thank you, Speaker. From EFF Caucus, Councillor Saseka Zeta will deliberate on this item. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Sierrani. Okay. For any other items, councillors kindly submit to the front here any changes on speakers, any additions, they are welcome. Just submit to the front so we don't take time doing this. I accept it for these 2 items. So item 45, we've dealt with it. 46, is there any other speaker for item 46 that I need to record? I have Councillor Ran.
Yeah.
Councillor Sun, you are 45.
The ambulance item.
Yeah, you're speaking on the ambulance, yeah. And then Councillor Ran is speaking on item 46. Any other speakers for item 46, Councillor Mhlongo?
Speaker. I'm going to speak on item 46. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councillor Marema.
Councillor Marumo will take this one also.
Councillor Marumo. Councillor Sieran.
Thank you, Speaker. Once again, Saseka Zeta will lead this one from EFF Caucus. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we are covered on item 45 and 46. Any other items, please just ask your whip or any other person to submit the list to the front here. Okay, we've dealt with Councillor Mabelebele. Thank you very much. Councillor Sun.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Good morning, councillors, fellow colleagues, officials in the city, city manager. Madam Speaker, I say this without a shadow of a doubt, that the city-operated ambulances are mostly used by the residents of the informal settlement, the most desperate, the most poor, and the previously advantaged. I'm glad that this report, starting at page 3, Madam Speaker, records vividly what happened. I recall very clearly that we were called to the office of the former MEC for Health. We were belittled as the city. We were lectured as a city. The city manager was sitting there. We were told to cooperate, roll over, and the province would take over your ambulances. We're angry, we're upset, not because we couldn't get this done, not because the city's firefighters, ambulance operators, and first responders couldn't operate and save lives. It was because it was politically driven. You are glad that this report has finally come back in pretty much the same form and format. And I really want to recommend the officials and to an extent to the MMC for Public Safety for building into that clause in the recommendations. The city mustn't lose out on revenue. We must actually send invoices to those that can afford. That's covered by medical aids and other funds. So the city can get more revenue back to operate and in fact, to treat our firefighters and ambulance operators better. So as the DA, we do support the item. We really want to see our city-owned and branded ambulance running the street up and down, especially in the informal settlements for the poor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councillor Mabona. Marumo. Oh, Marumo. I have Mabona.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Greetings to the Speaker, caucus leader, Councillor Lotada Morero, the Executive Mayor, MMC's Chief Whip of the ANC and Whip to Council. As the ANC Speaker, we stand to support on the following reasons: that it is in the best interest of citizens and residents. For those of us that live in the communities.
Councillor Marumo, there's a hand. Kindly take your seat. The other birthday girl that can't hear you, Councillor Echezenjuku. Councillor Marumo, speak into the mic. They need to hear you.
Oh, happy birthday, Councillor, through you, Speaker. I'm saying as the ANC, we support in the best interest of residents of Johannesburg. It is true, we don't need to politicize everything. Those who are suffering, they need ambulances more. So as the ANC was saying, we are encouraging everyone to support so that we can serve our people that are destitute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Arnold.
Thank you, Speaker, and good morning to everybody in the House. Speaker, we cannot deny that we need to have our own ambulance services as the City of Johannesburg. And as the AIC, we want to say well done to the Government of Local Unity, MMC, Twako. You have come in and you are doing exactly what the GLU intended doing in 2019. You have just shown that we are able to work as a local government with the province, with national, and that we are able to look after our people. Yes, it's true that everybody says we need to have these services for our people on the ground, because we know that our people are dying, waiting for ambulance 2 to 3 hours. And I just want to say, we as the AIC want to say well done to the government of local unity and well done to Councillor Twako.
Thank you. Councillor Saseka Zita.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Greetings to the EFF caucus, Councillors Bapela Rasurute, EFF councillors, and the rest of councillors. Speaker, as the EFF, we welcome this report, and we are aware that the province had a bit of an issue of bringing back those ambulances. So we'd like to commend the MMC for ensuring that this report came and then they has to pass. I remember one short story, Speaker, I don't want to take your time. The EFF councillors, we went to Ivory Park fire station just to actually ask about this. And when Councillor Twako came in, I went to him and asked him that please make sure that the ambulance come to municipality. So I'm very happy, EFF is very happy about this report. We welcome it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. MMC Twaku.
No, thank you very much, Speaker. Greetings to the party leader, Fighter Spetlele, and also the Chief Whip, Tabisa, and the Red Battalion of Councillor Tadhielem. Also, greetings to the Chief Whip, and also the members of the Government of Local Unity, my colleagues, the Mayor, and my MMCs, and also it's fun in the moonshot pack. This report, it was some of the work that colleagues you've done, all of you. And then also there were problems in terms of the IGR, in terms of how to work in the different spheres of the government. I don't want to, yes, it was the report, it was there, but we had to dust it up and then clean it up a bit and ensure that it actually gets done. Those who came before us, it's fun, but you have what is called an action man. They call me now Mr. Babu Wire, I don't know why. I'm a man of the truth, if people have done the work. And I know that there have been some problems in terms of passing this report. I would like to also to apologize to MEC, Nomasondo Raleton. Things got heated up, Nobantu. Things got extremely heated up in terms of really getting this report. You must know that also, remember, it's power at play and all of that, but I'd like to pass my apology. It was not intention, and I'm a very nice guy. But if there's no service delivery, I change. I become someone else because we want to ensure that the service delivery comes to our people. I'm very passionate about that, and the department is passionate about that, to ensure all those people who are in the shacks, the poor and the working class, who don't have access to the ambulances, they are able to receive them because the fire station have been sieged with complaints. The guy comes with an axe there, and he goes to the fire station, he looks for an ambulance. So for me, I took it up myself in even with the leadership, I think the Government of Local Unity, so that we can work together. Let's put politics aside, this side and this side, because the elections are coming. It's going to be toe-to-toe, but now let's focus on service delivery. You want to be protected, we are here, and you want to be saved in terms of the emergency services, we are here. Thank you very much, Speaker. That's my intake on this. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillors, the recommendations on page 45.10, is the item agreed to? Thank you, the item has been agreed to. Councillor Notes.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. I apologize for interrupting the items. I just want to raise a concern with regards to the questions on the drive. As you know, these were due last week. They are on the drive now. However, every third question is unanswered, and where questions have attachments and PDFs, they are inaccessible. We have waited several months for questions to be answered as part of our mandate as councillors. If we can please ask the executive through the LOAB to upload answers to all of the written questions and not just a select few, and ensure that the PDFs are actually accessible to councillors. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll look into that. Thank you. Next item.
Item 46 is commencement of recruitment and selection process for the Chief of Police, Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department, JMPD, position in public safety.
Action SA, Councillor Coverdale.
Thank you, Speaker. Good morning, Speaker, councillors of this House, and distinguished guests, and the fabulous 44. I stand before you today to emphasize the critical importance of appointing a Chief of Police. I also want to emphasize the fact that this must be a Chief of Police who is free from any political affiliation. The GLU regards the COJ as a world-class city, but how can that be if we do not even have a Chief of Police? A critical department without a head who would account for the crime and injustices in our once beautiful city. Madam Speaker, in an era where law enforcement faces numerous challenges, it is imperative that we prioritize the selection of individuals who can not only ethically and morally lead, but lead with impartiality, fairness, and commitment to uphold justice without being influenced by partisan interests. A Chief of Police holds an influential position within the communities of our city and is entrusted with the responsibility of safeguarding the well-being and security of its residents. This role, Madam Speaker, extends beyond the realm of enforcing the law. She is expected to build trust, foster positive relationships between the JMP and the community, and ensure that every individual is treated fairly and equally in the eyes of the law. For these reasons, it is crucial that the Chief of Police remains independent from political biases. When a Chief of Police is not bound by political affiliation, she can make decisions solely based on the principles of justice and the best interest of the community they serve. The Chief of Police will be able to lead their departments with integrity without the fear of political consequences or pressure. This independence would allow the Chief to allocate the resources efficiently, implement effective crime prevention strategies, and address community concerns without compromising their commitment to the rule of law. Furthermore, a Chief of Police who remains apolitical fosters trust and confidence among the community members. When individuals perceive the police force as a free from partisan influences, they are more likely to cooperate, report crimes, and actively engage in efforts to maintain public safety. This collaboration between law enforcement and the community is essential for effective crime prevention, as it creates an environment where everyone feels heard, respected, and protected. Moreover, an apolitical Chief of Police promotes transparency and accountability. The Chief can objectively investigate allegations of police misconduct or abuse of power and take appropriate action regardless of the political implications. By ensuring the law applies equally to all, the Chief of Police will contribute to the building and just society where no one is above the law. In addition, an apolitical Chief of Police can foster collaboration with other governmental agencies, community organizations, and social services. She can work towards holistic approaches to crime prevention and addressing the root causes of criminal behavior and promoting initiatives that uplifts the community. By transcending political divisions, they can unite stakeholders from various backgrounds to work towards a common goal of building a safer and more inclusive neighborhoods. In conclusion, the importance of a chief of police without any political affiliation cannot be overstated. Her independence ensures that leadership would be performed with integrity, fairness, and a commitment to the law and law and order. By prioritizing the selection of apolitical leaders, we can strengthen trust between law enforcement and community, promote transparency and accountability, and
30
work together
seconds.
towards a safer, more harmonious society. Let us remember that it is our collective interest to support and advocate for the appointment of an impartial chief of police. Action is a support service delivery. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ran, DA.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Good day, Madam Speaker, my DA caucus leader, and my colleagues of the DA caucus. The DA are fully in support in finalising and appointing a new chief of police for JMPD. It's imperative that we do have a head there. But this whole report is flawed. The commencement for recruitment and selection process for the chief of police for JMPD has already been approved by this council months ago. The advertisement was done, applicants applied, and in accordance with the city's policy framework, selection panels were established. Even MMC Temba, the former MMC for Public Safety, sat on that panel. There was a shortlist done with 4 candidates that were approved by that panel to be sent for vetting and assessment, which was months ago. Among the shortlist were some very highly qualified individuals. Some were police chiefs and others were highly qualified senior SAPS members. I am aghast that there is no closure on this original process that was already almost completed, and even more appalled that there is no explanation as to why the original process was abandoned and a new process is now just being requested. What the executive are now doing with this recruitment process is very far from their mayoral priorities of good governance. This goes directly against legislation and is actually unlawful. The Democratic Alliance demand a report to be sent to both Section 79 committees for public safety as well as group corporate and shared services, explaining why they are deviating from the legislation. We as the Democratic Alliance want our dissent noted on this report, as we will not be part of any unlawful decision taken by this council. This is a system of the dysfunctional nature of this council. Accordingly, we, the DA, are calling for a dissolution of council to empower the residents of Joburg to vote for a better and more stable government. I wonder, which cadre has been earmarked for this position now? Because that can be the only reason why the coalition of corruption would want to restart this process. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Mhlongo.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Good, I don't know whether it's still the morning. Good morning to you, Madam Speaker, the Executive Mayor, Councillor Kwamanda, Chief Whip of Council, Councillor Zungu in his absentia, members of the Mayoral Committee, members of the Section 79 chairpersons of Section 79 committees, fellow councillors, City Manager, Mr. Brink, and your entire officials of the city, residents of the city in all regions of the city. Good morning to all of you. Madam Speaker, as the African Independent Congress, we welcome this report. And we are very much pleased that this report is coming here now, Madam Speaker, because this is what, when the government of local unity took over, they committed that they will implement and they will recruit people that will make sure that the city is taken forward. We are aware of those that are shouting from the rooftops. Let them do that. And I implore that the executive must carry on doing the good work that they are doing, because we are tired of the Bollywood acting in this city, ma'am. We are having our TV screens whereby we all see this acting there. We don't want to see it in this city. So those that think that this recruitment is going to be done on the cater deployment, they must just think, or they must just take that one to Cape Town. Madam Speaker, as I've said, the AIC together with minority parties welcome this report and will support it fully. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Marumo, ANC.
Thank you once again, Speaker. Greetings to you, all councillors and all protocol observed. Speaker, once again, as the ANC, we stand up to say thank you very much to the GLU government that is so caring. The appointment of Chief of Police will ensure stability, accountability, and consistency, whereby crime will be dealt with accordingly. Speaker, throughout the time of acting, we had a lack of decisiveness in the JMPD. Now I want to say we applaud the GLU, who has finally came to the commitment made when we took over that it shall be done, that JMPD will be taken serious. JMPD will be a role model throughout the continent because people are looking up to us. When Johannesburg is sleeping, everyone will sleep. I want to say halala GLU, halala. We support as the ANC. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Saseka Zita.
Thank you again, Speaker. Greetings to you, greetings to EFF Caucus Leader, Councillor Spetle Rasurute, EFF councillors, and the rest of the councillors. Speaker, I would like to agree with the previous speaker from Action SA. He actually deliberately said it very, very well. The acting that is happening in that department, JMPD, public safety rather, is very alarming. It's no longer healthy. And I'm very happy that the GLU did actually bring this report. So as the EFF, we are welcoming this report. We truly, truly will support it. And we believe that the process will be done fairly and hoping for a woman. Because you know, Speaker, when women are on top, things does happen. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Zita. Indeed, Malibongwe. Thank you. We have another woman on top, MMC Masuku.
No, I think what we are saying is sifuna umfazi esihlalweni abafazi baphathe bakhokhele. Yes. Yeah. Imbokodo. Thank you, Speaker. Councillors, your inputs are noted, and most certainly, Councillor Coverdale and Councillor Mhlongo, we will most certainly be very clear, and we'll set up the panels, and we'll choose the best among the candidates that will come through. I'm sure the city manager and the MMC for public safety, and because there'll be an external expert, they are more than capable of fulfilling this task for our JMPD. But I think it's important, Speaker, for me to say this on record. The multi-party government did not do a handover report. So if people know about things that they did and then there was no handover report done, given to us, and officials that were purged, some of them, there was movement of people in and out. It's not our responsibility. We're clear as the government of local unity. We're going to fill vacancies. We're going to fill vacancies to ensure there's service delivery. And we're not going to be bogged down in the past. Where good was done, we'll continue with that good. But if no work was done and we don't know about it, we're not going to bend our backwards to force people to come and account. So maybe you can subpoena those people or take them to court because you are actually quite good at that. We ask Council to approve the report.
Thank you so much, MMC. Councillors, the recommendations on page 46.3, is the item agreed to? I hear a no. Those in agreement, the yeses, those in agreement, kindly raise your hands. Those in agreement? Thank you, that's the majority of the House. Thank you very much. The item has been agreed to. Thank you. Councillor Ran.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please-
Councillors, I would like to hear Councillor Ran. Thank you, councillors. Councillor Ran.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Please note the DA's dissent on this item.
Well
If I could
noted,
read-
thank you very
note it.
much. Councillor Boer.
Good morning, Madam Speaker, fellow councillors. It's quite concerning to hear the information from Councillor Ran, and if that is true, the Freedom Front is also going to abstain from this recommendation because we cannot overhaul processes that have already been done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Boer. We have noted the Freedom Front. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We proceed with item 48, which is Remuneration of Public Office Bearers Act of 1998. That's the Act number 20 of 1998, as amended, which is determination of upper limits of salaries, allowances, and benefits of different members of Municipal Council for the period of 2022 to 2023 period.
Councillors, yes, Councillor Knott, if you are going to speak on this item, please let us know. I have already asked previously, item 48, let us know. Yes, Councillor Knott.
Madam Speaker, due to the late inclusion of this item, we would ask just for a 10-minute caucus break, if you will allow us. It shouldn't be very long. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much. There's a 10-minute caucus break that I will be granting now for item 48. And then we're going to be moving into in committee after that item 48. Should you wish to speak on any item, kindly let us know. 10 minutes from now, we are 12:24, so we'll come back 12:44. 34, 44, 44. Thank you. 12:44, we shall be back. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. While we wait for the councillors to come in, if there are speakers on that item, please submit them. Item 48. Thank you, councillors. Thank you very much. Councillor Knott, you asked for the caucus.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have had our caucus. We will have no speakers on this item. Thank you.
Thank you. I only have one speaker submitted, Councillor Kanyile of IFP. So we shall proceed. Okay. Councillor Maruma. Marumo, hey. Thank you, Councillor Rapad. At least when I know, I want. Councillors, I've got 3 names submitted: Councillor Kanyile, IFP, Councillor Zwane, Action SA, Councillor Rapadu, ANC. We'll then proceed with the item as tabled. Councillor Rafferty.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I table the report on upper limits for approval from Council.
Thank you, Councillor Kanyile, IFP.
Speaker.
I don't see who's calling. Oh, Councillor Lebatlang.
Yes, thank you, Speaker. Man. Hey, as Action SA would like to have a 10 minutes caucus break. Siyacela, Speaker, siyacela.
We have not even reached in committee. You're caucusing on an open item. Thank you, Councillor. We'll give you your 10 minutes. Thank you. 12:55, we are coming back, 12:55. No, not 55. Yeah, 12:55.
That's all what they get.
I actually missed that part.
You always taking water. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We finished the whole agenda before lunch, so these caucuses, you'll see to finish. I hope you've got snacks. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, Councillor Lebatlang. Whoever has the mic on, please switch it off. Can you assist with the mic? Councillor, somewhere here, switch off your mic. I can't see who they're pointing to. It's not the mayor, somebody that side. Maybe go to them because we can't see. Thank you. You can try it now.
Thank you, Speaker. As Action SA, we have deliberated. Thank you very much for the caucus break, and also note we are withdrawing our speaker on the list. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Kanyile, IFP.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Thank you very much, Speaker. Greeting to our caucus leader, Councillor Mabaso, Executive Mayor, MMCs, all councillors. Speaker, while we are noting the report, we wanted to place it in your office, Speaker, that the Act make a provision for the capacitation of the councillors. We urge that a clear program or policy is developed, which will guide and set a criteria as to how to develop of the councillors will be conducted. Speaker, we have noted that our report contradicts the grading of the municipality as per government notice. Grade 6 is a metros, not a local municipality. If that can be corrected in our report. We are referring to the page 7 of the Government Gazette and the clause 5 of our report. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you. Councillor Rapadu, ANC.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I think ours is not to waste time. I think in light of the situation that we're facing in this country, councillors are the most neglected people. And I think we support the upper limits that should be given to them as part-time workers. Thank you very much. Must be paid month end.
Thank you. Councillor Zita.
Speaker, sorry, I forgot before Councillor Zita. With due respect, can it be played by the 15th so that councillors, when the petrol goes up, they can be catered for? Thank you.
Councillor Zita.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Greetings to you again. Greetings to the EFF party leader, Councillor Bapela Surute, EFF councillors, executive mayor, and fellow councillors. Speaker, as the EFF, we reject this report. Coming from a socialist party, we believe that, okay, there was actually a report coming from the ILO produced that the graph is depicting the gap between the poor and the rich. So, meaning that the richer, they're becoming richer, and the poor, poorer. So, as we are representing the poor of the poorest, we believe that if if this increase is still increasing, that okay, the council is, sorry, Speaker.
Take your time, Councillor Zita. Councillor Zita,
Am I
take your
protected,
time.
Speaker?
Don't worry, you're protected. Councillors, please. Loko mlako sibhaye sichangani musibisa sweswo ne. Councillor Zita, carry on.
Okay, Speaker, in short, the EFF rejected this report. Thank you very much.
Councillor Rafferty.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think with the emphasis on councillor capacitation, I ask council to approve this item. Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. The recommendations on pages 48.7 to 48.8. Is the item agreed to? I hear no's. The yeses, those in agreement with the item. You notice that I'm wearing the color red. Those in agreement with the item, please raise your hand. The majority of the House.
We're looking at you. Ralebona, Ralebona. We're looking at you.
Councillors, the majority of the House agrees. Save EFF and Action SA, those are the only hands that sit down, so the item has been approved. Thank you very much. Councillor Rapadu, councillors? Councillor Majola, councillors? Thank you. Councillor Rapadu? Please assist with the mic. If your mic is on, switch it off.
Speaker, thank you very much. We appreciate the principal position taken by the EFF and those who did not cede to the request that has been made by the majority of councillors. So we are requesting that when the money comes in, can just GCSS note them on the side there. It's a principled one. we just
Thank you, councillors. Thank you, Councillor Rapadu. They can actually find a cause to donate their increase to, so we can see that they are not taking it. Thank you very much, councillors. We are going to move to the in-committee items. Councillor Kanyile.
Angibonge kakhulu Speaker. Iqiniso ukuthi ongayivotelanga ngeke ukuyithola. Ngithokoza kakhulu.
Sabong. We are going to move to the in-committee. I would then request our guests, our visitors, anyone who's not required in the in-committee to kindly excuse themselves. I would ask our guests, lunch is being served. You can actually go and have lunch. Councillors are still going to be working for the next hour or so. Go and have lunch. Our visitors have lunch. We are going into an in-committee. Officials that are not part of in-committee kindly recuse us. We'll also request that media, you turn off your cameras. We will not be streaming this part of the program. Thank you.